What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another anime review. This is going to be on Rewrite's 20th episode, I believe, or episode 7, depending on how you're structuring your episode count of, of Rewrite. Now let's get down to business. I have to also apologize for this video coming out later than usual. Whenever it's Saturday or Sunday, I usually get out reviews pretty early because I don't have any classes. But, I got really busy, which is pretty rare for me. And so I do have to apologize. But now since the episode is out, I'm going to give all of you my thoughts. Now, as a visual novel player, I really do think this episode did a great job of managing it. Sure, a lot of visual novel players are complaining still. Not a lot, but there are just still those really outspoken individuals who are like, this episode was terrible. Oh my god, I can't believe they didn't do the visual novel justice. Not even the Fate Ufotable adaptation was 100% adaptation. They left out a lot of Shiro's inner monologues and skipped over some things. And also, Fate Zero, the anime version, is not canon. It's basically retelling an alternate version of what happened before the Fifth Great War, I believe. So yeah, you can also look it up. It's during the interview of Nasu, the creator. So don't flame me for that. But this episode basically shows us how dark the terror route is. Kotaro has joined a private military company or corporation, whatever you want to call it, a PMC. That's also another front for Guardian, which is what they're using to fight summoners from Gaia in other parts of the world. So he basically goes to a war-torn country and joins a military group there, and it's looked down upon. There's discrimination on superhuman abilities, like the superior superhumans are looking down on Kotaro because he isn't really that useful, he isn't really that strong, and he makes a friend out of Luis, who in the visual novel and in here still, even in the anime version, he's still a bro. Gosh darn it, just seeing the scene where he just sacrifices himself. Oh man, reminds me of the visual novel. But this episode gave us everything that we ever could from an episode. It gave us the straight plot points. It showed us the development of Kotaro as a character. Shows us his disdain for Guardian now, and for Gaia, because there's two sides to everything, and it basically shows us that Kotaro learned some very important lessons, whether it's finding a place to call home, whether it's finding a reason to continue on living. This episode was really was I think probably one of the darkest in Rewrite so far. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but we got Kotaro from the first episode of the second season. He kills that person and he cuts off to the opening song. We get to see him in the past, and now here it continues from that first episode. He kills the driver of that car, the truck with the guy with the terrorist guys or Gaia fanatics, whatever, and basically freaks out. He throws up later and tries to commit suicide, but he's saved by a little girl called Yasmin. Now Yasmin and Mito and all those little kids, they were mostly, for the most part, in season 1, except for Yasmin. Now, if you guys really haven't pieced together things, whether it's because the anime is being too vague or doesn't present all the details, or part of the visual novel, if anyone recognizes that blonde kid from the first season, he's the mad dog that Kotaro mentions during the moon route, where he's talking about the different timelines and memories that he has. And how Mito essentially dies, and there's a big reason why he hates the world, hates Guardian and everyone else, because of the events that Kotaro never went to Japan during the first entirety of the season and the 5 routes of the original visual novel and a bunch of branches before the theory was created. And that leads him to hate everyone. There's that little flashback with like a bunch of dead bodies and people being executed. That's what would have happened if Kotaro didn't come to this war-torn country, and he essentially saves them. And basically the theory is pushing him onto a better path, better ending for the Earth, and also growing Kotaro as a person. And this episode really did a good job showing us, Kotaro's pain of losing friends, Kotaro witnessing, innocent people being killed, the little children, that Luis accidentally shoots, not like the children and young kids there, probably almost like 13 or whatever. Luis shoots them and kills them accidentally because they're in a warehouse full of Gaia fanatics who have machine guns, and so one of the kids accidentally knocks over a can, and Luis instantly reacts and shoots them. And it was a really heartbreaking scene to see all animated. I bet you if this was put in the West, or this was made in the West, or this was social justice warrior was to find this scene from the anime and decided it was worth their time to go on an SJW rant about anime victimizing kids or some stupid shit like that, then they would have probably done that by now. But this episode was dark Also by showing us these types of scenes that could also happen in a war-torn country, and what military soldiers and stuff might also do during an operation, whether it's the handling of civilians, with the captain going around and killing and finishing off the two wounded kids, which Kotaro even admits that he says that he needed to sacrifice those two to save Yasmin and others were hiding in a locker. And if you guys still didn't know how rewrite works, this episode explains how the rewrite ability works. It chips away at Kotaro's lifespan, but it operates slightly differently compared to the first season. I'm going to leave it up to you as to why. But it involves a ribbon. Just a heads up. But yeah, this episode gives Kotaro the needed resolve to go back and do whatever he has to do. Now, I won't spoil what's going on, what happens after this episode, because I'm a visual novel player, as compared to Chaos Child, where I have no idea what the hell is going on, but I'm enjoying it. The plot points are completely unknown to me in Chaos Child, so, episode 7 or whatever was a total big shocker towards me. But yeah, rewrite episode, I think 20 or 7, depending on how you want to call it. Really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Now, for those visual novel players that are still complaining, look up the definition adaptation. You also look up underscore or whatever, Brandon's Twitter account. He has the definition of adaptation posted on his Twitter account, so you can also go check there if you don't want to type in definition of adaptation on Google. I think Google is your best friend, or if you're like old school, you can have a dictionary. You can search that up right now. But anyways, that's about it for my rewrite review. I really did enjoy this episode. I think it's one of the better episodes where it showcases a lot more of the world and how Kotaro basically experiences things, like prejudice. People like pulling the trigger on the first time, especially if you're a soldier. Kotaro having a form of PTSD after that happens, all that good stuff. And rewrite is completely broken as an ability, as you didn't know that it seems like he went the speed of sound or whatever. It's really fast when he rewrote himself after Luis's heroic sacrifice. And the little scene of Luis just shrugging, oh my god, it kicks me harder knowing just to see the scenes. Like, what if they had all that information like in the visual novel, and just have that one scene or a CG or just an animated scene where Luis just shrugs his shoulder at Kotaro and gets consumed by the friggin' flames. Jesus Christ. Which gets me kind of depressed, but not as depressed as Chaos Child levels. But this was a really good episode. I'm going to be ending this review now, as I've literally run out of a lot of things to say. Now, there are a lot of things I could possibly hit on what might happen, but if you really want that information, I suggest you go check out Brandon's review on rewrite. Since he isn't a visual novel player, but he has a lot of good theories, and he's pretty spot on for a good amount of them. Yeah, this is sponsorship, nah, advertisement, kind of. I mean, he's a cool guy, and I think he does a better job than me whenever he goes into depth about his reviews. And he reviews a lot more anime than me, so I think he's a good choice. So, if you liked the video, comment down below if I missed anything or just want to clarify some things, or just want to talk about the episode in general. Leave a like as well if you enjoy the episode. Subscribe if you like the blah blah blah. Subscribe if you've liked the video as well. Share if you want. Follow me on Twitter. I do a lot of updates. I also have a Patreon if you want to come support, and that's about it. I think I have to go work on Bang Dream, and then I'll be done. I know I'm in a rush, but I really have to go and play some Civ, Beyond Earth and Civ 5. I'm too poor for Civ 6. I know there's a Humble Bundle and all that going on, but whatever. See y'all later in the next video. See ya.